Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. It's another installment of Tottenham on Tour's 3 questions. And today I've got a dear friend of mine, Rich, with me. How are you, Rich?
I'm good, thanks, Brian. Not too bad, thanks. You all right?
I'm all good, buddy, and all the better for seeing you, my good friend. So I'm going to ask you 3 simple questions and just fire away and say how you feel. So question number 1, when or why did you become Levy Out?
I think the moment for me when I became Levy Out was when, instead of signing Tevez and Cahill under Redknapp, we signed Nelson and Saha, and that was the first, I'd say, sign that, yeah, his football judgment was questionable, even if his business acumen was, in many ways, immaculate. From a footballing perspective, if he can take a cheap shortcut, he always will. Football's not the priority. So that was the first, I'd say, clear sign to me.
There you go. I mean, you're the first person to say that, but there's so many different ones along the line of where people could say it. That's the first time we heard that one. Second one, why is it important to attend the protest if you can get there? And I will add the caveat, like I have on every question, or every episode, sorry, that people, if you don't have a match day ticket, you can be a part of the protest. As Change for Tottenham and Jay have arranged a march outside the ground before the game. Obviously, the pubs are showing the game, so you can get to any of the pubs to watch the game. So you don't have to be inside the Levy Bowl to take part in the protest. Rich, why is it important to you for people that can get there, get there?
Because the trouble is, he always gets away with it. If we don't go there in numbers, he will always pull a rabbit out of the hat. So the example, the most recent one, that as soon as the chants start and he has to get an arm on his knee with Nuno, he pulls a rabbit out of the hat. He does everything he can to get Antonio Conte. As soon as he thinks there's trouble, he's reactive and he'll try and dig himself out of it. So we can't keep letting him get away with it. It's been too long. He's got away with it repeatedly, time after time. And I can never remember that saying, fool me once, more fool me.
Shame on you.
Fool me twice.
Shame on me. Fool you twice. Shame on you.
I'm glad you know it, mate.
I've actually done it the wrong way around. Fool me once, shame on me. You. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I always get it the wrong way around. But absolutely. And he's done it. It's not just once or twice, is it? Let's face it. It's countless times. And the football's never the priority. And we need to protest so that it might not force him to sell, but if it compels him to actually finally put the final footballing piece to this juggernaut together and actually stick with it, then it's got to be worth it. We've got to go in numbers. We don't do it in numbers. We don't do it consistently. We don't do it calmly. We don't do it together as a fan base and unite. For once in our lives, we unite as a fan base. Divide and conquer is what he loves. And that is why, and again, I won't make it about Ange, it's not the question. He loves this manager because this manager is probably the most divisive thing since Marmite to ever enter the world. And, I've been Ange out.
Yep.
Probably probably since that Chelsea game, certainly since he turned on those fans with that Man City game, when we obviously didn't want to potentially win it because of the Gooners. But yeah.
There we go. So final question for you, Rich. And here it comes. What does change at Tottenham look like for you? I was speaking with Jay and he said this is a good third question because I couldn't think of one. Obviously, a lot of people like myself, and I think like you, it's the complete removal of Levy and ENIC from this football club. They are no more. Some will say Levy step aside and never, ever, ever touch football. Some could say hold the board more accountable, as in Cullen and all the rest. Where are you on it? What's changed for Spurs for you?
Ideally, Levy gone, ENIC gone, new owners who focus on actually the football side of it as well as all the other stuff. The other stuff can go on in the background. At the very least, though, if that is not even possible, what the whole thing means for me, what change at Tottenham looks like for me is we've got the best in class stadium. Can we now have the best in class football people? Not an Olympic organizer in Munn, a footballing person in charge. Not Paratici, who to a degree has been really good, who has got other things going on, which he should have known about. So Levy's culpable for that as well. A clear, best-in-class structure, footballing structure, not hiring the dregs of other clubs that they want rid of, like the likes of Lang. Consistent, calm, proper approach, not going from Conte to Mourinho in a reactive, poor planning way, to then the most polar opposite of Ange, who you're never going to win anything playing like this. I don't care what anyone says. A proper, if he's going to go down the youth route, which he is, to get these young players to hold their value, get a coach, get a Howe, get a Pochettino, someone who can coach players, get a structure, a proper structure, calmly implement it, not a reactive panic with football being the last thing you think about. And, oh God, the fans are going to say Levy out. I've got to react now. Just get it sorted. He's had so long to get it sorted. He can't do it. He needs to bloody go. But if he's going to cling on with his little fingernails, man up, sack Ange, get a proper coach in, rip out the whole footballing structure with Lang and Munn, get proper people in who know what they're doing.
There you go. That's an explosive answer and a great answer. Rich, thank you very much indeed for coming on and taking
Always my
part in this
pleasure.
series. I will say there will be loads more of these to come. But for now, all I will say is like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, Levy out.